So last week, somebody sent me a message that was under a user, Ben Baller, his page, that said this user might be associated with the terrorist group Antifa. Be careful. And so what happened was I wanted to verify the source. So I went to Ben's page and I saw that underneath his post, right? But when I reached out to him, he goes, I can't see that. He goes, I'm on my page looking at the post right now. I'm not part of Antifa. I can't see what everybody else sees. So then he sent me a screenshot of what he sees, which is nothing, and then what everybody else was seeing. Now, the interesting thing about that is you could copy the text of the message written up under the community notes that were written up under the post. And so people were taking that and reposting it, saying it was a hoax. And my point to the people that don't understand or didn't believe that is, when have you ever been able to copy a different font of a text inside of an app, Threads, Instagram, and then use it? If that was the case, we'd be doing that every day. Somebody be using that to make some funny joke every single day.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people did copycat and make it, but there are people saying, oh, it's a hoax, it's fake. No, what happened was Instagram was kind of probably soft launching, or somebody within Instagram allegedly probably put that messaging and let it leak out there. And then they're trying to say, oh, that's not true, because you can't do community notes like that. You can't just, everybody, we were using that all the time. We would do that all the time. Again, when have they ever? If that's the case, then, and why would we do that? Why would any app let you take a message and then be able to copy that message and then take it and turn it into whatever you want to and share it? So since then, people said, oh, it's a hoax. I'm like, nah. And they saw it under Kev on Stage page.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think Kev on Stage would do that. I don't see a reason why Kev on Stage would call himself part of Antifa. There's no reason for him to do that. So no, that was a real thing that was happening. And that's kind of letting you know what's going to happen over at Meta. So we've never owned these platforms. Yeah. And so I want people to own the apps they use. So again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest. The minimum to invest is $399. That's 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. We're at about 13.25 million of our $17 million equity crowdfund for Fanbase. And it's really important because the capital that we raise, this is an independently funded startup. So we don't get money like the big boys do. If we did, it wouldn't even be a competition right now. It wouldn't even be a contest. Yeah. If we had $100 million, $200, $300 million, we wouldn't even be, Fanbase be the #1 app in the world. We're doing the most with the least by far. But what I like about this is, in this phase, in this stage of the company, the users can own it. And we're about to move into a new era. There's going to be look, like it or not, there's going to be a bunch of new social media platforms. That's what I love about things not lasting forever. I like the fact that TikTok is like, yeah, it's just showing people we need to think about the future.
Yeah.
And be part of what's going on. So go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest and join us.
Wow. What a great segue.
I know.
Into our next segment.
Drum roll.
Speaking of our future.
Yes.
Right. We made a big announcement today.
We made a big announcement today that we are having our second annual Fanbase Investathon next week, October 8th at 8 p.m. live right here.
So excited.
Right here. Tamisha is going to be co-hosting with us. So she'll be back again. Like, she's becoming part of the family over here.
I'm part of the family.
She's leading the charge. She's making, look, like I say, people listen to Black women. It's like, Tamisha need to say everything. Like, she need to do all the announcements. Because y'all pay attention when she talks.
People pay attention to you, Isaac.
No, they don't. They be like, they tired of hearing me. They want to hear you talk. So we're doing a live invest event, which will include, we're streaming live on Roland Martin's YouTube channel, Beehive TV's YouTube channel, Real Life Productions, so Real Life Street Stars out of Texas. We're live streaming on that channel. We're live streaming on Not All Hood podcast channel. Shout out to the guys over there and more. We're going to simulcast on multiple YouTube channels live. And the goal is to close this race because, again, I want to build things faster and better. We'll have some special guests. We'll have some special announcements.
That's right.
For sure. So we want people to tap in and tune in.
You know, man, I've been with you, since 2019. And I can say without a doubt that you have turned Fanbase into a cultural moment How do you see Investathon continuing that?
Because I want people to look back and be like, yo, like I put money into this company and I actually had a say so in how it was designed. I like being disruptive. I don't like people telling people what they can do. I want artists to be like, yo, I make more money using Fanbase than I do making records.
Yeah.
I want athletes to be like, well, look, bro, I know my last contract was $100 million, but I'm making that on Fanbase, so I'm gonna need $400 million.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, what we doing? So I think the ability for people to actually have equity, because I don't think anybody's ever done that before. In the way that we're doing it with equity crowdfunding, allowing people. That's why I like equity crowd. The combination of equity crowdfunding and social media is a perfect marriage, because it allows people to have ownership of an asset that, given the right person, can actually increase the value of the asset.
Own a piece of the platform that you make popular.
Yeah, and what's interesting, because I mean, look,
Sure.
people raise money for all types of different things. They raise money for beverage brands or jet engines or medical supplies, and a lot of these things are things that either can be built or kind of B2B, products, not B2C products. So the business to consumer relationship that you can have, or consumer to consumer relationship that you can have on Fanbase as an equity partner ownership, is really what makes Investathon powerful, because where I'm trying to tell people like, yo, investing is just a huge part of the conversation, especially with young people. Again, this is my call to all of the content creators on platforms like Instagram and TikTok and Clubhouse. Like, get a piece of this company and do the same thing that you're doing over there, over here, and make money on the front end and have ownership on the back end. You have pride when you own something.
Yeah.
Pride to be like, I'm an owner. I got a piece of that company and I'm over here.
And you're going to put more work into that. You're going to put more effort into that platform because you know that you are part owner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the hard work.
So I want to zero in on that for a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have, extending the question of a cultural moment, you've made fundraising and the Black community a cultural moment. Because prior to Fanbase, right, now we got Spill, we got the Black Bread Company, right? So Culture Wireless. There are so many more companies that are coming out of the woodwork, right? But it all started when you first started preaching about it, man. Since then, you've seen all these companies come to life. What's going through your head, man?
That I'm investing in them. So I mean, because I've invested in Black Bread Company, I invested in Culture Wireless, I invested in Crown and Hops, I invested in, who else? It's a bunch. Like, every time somebody comes out with an equity crowdfund that's Black, I want to put some money into it, because it's just, again, it's a way of becoming part of companies that normally you'd have to be an accredited investor and go through all this craziness. And I'm like, I'd rather, and for us, it's the opportunity to serve as an example. Like, Fanbase is going to succeed, but the part that I'm going to love the most out of it is going to prove that you can put equity into something and scale it and exit. And we can do that with anything. We can do that with news. We could do that with any kind of business that we want to support, especially the ones that Black culture make popular. That's why I like, shout out to Culture Wireless, because I'm like, yo, I mean, if we can get, here's a crazy stat. So shout out to BAM and Culture Wireless. When Ryan Reynolds, when they started Mint Mobile, they got to, I think, 1.5 or maybe 2.5 million users, and they sold for like $3 billion.
Yeah.
It's about the people.
Yeah, but I mean, think about that. There's 48 million Black people in the United States of America. You telling me that if we all went and bought some Culture Wireless and then use that sale plan, that I could be part of a company that sells for $3, $4, $5, $6, $7 billion? That's why people don't get. It's like, if we're not doing these large deals where we have equity in them and then scaling them up, so I'm like, oh, everybody invest in Culture Wireless, switch your service over to Culture Wireless, which is backed by T-Mobile. So it's not like it's the same thing. It's literally like Mint Mobile was just a skin over T-Mobile. It's just to capture a market share. It's like, oh, because people out there don't necessarily always like people are contrarian. I don't like T-Mobile. I don't like AT&T. Okay, I'm gonna try Mint Mobile. Bruh, it's still T-Mobile. You just don't.
Right.
You're using T-Mobile and you don't even know it. So the same thing for Culture Wireless is like, okay, I don't like that, but but there's a mission into what BAM is doing, which is also data sharing, like unused data sharing and getting data in impoverished and data deserts in Black communities, and you can own part of the company. So I think I'm glad to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Tamisha, I want to I don't want to leave you out of the conversation, but for you as a consumer, what do you think the impact will be in investing at large in companies that are represented by us?
So, I was talking to someone the other day, and I hope this answers your question, but this is in the forefront of my mind. And we were talking about a company. I think we have to get in the mindset of if we are investing in a Black company, we are investing in ourselves. And we have to get out of the mindset of, okay, well, if I'm promoting this company, how is it helping me? How is it helping my company? I have my own agenda. We are all one. At the end of the day, if it has to come down to any side kind of situation, we are all one. And so it's so incredibly important that we look at it like that. And when you are investing in Fanbase, you are investing in yourself, you're investing in your company, you're investing in your brand, and you're amplifying us. You're amplifying the culture as a whole. So don't look at it as, oh, well, what about me? We are you. And that's what I want people to understand when you're investing in a Fanbase or any Black organization that you choose to invest in or that you're thinking about investing in. Think about yourself being a part of a bigger ecosystem.
So, well, how about this too? Also, the very first time you came here, I think when you first came here, you talked about the urgency of what we are in this time right now, what we need. I want you to again reiterate that, because that's part of why it's important that we own these platforms, or that it's important that Fanbase exists, because we are in a crisis. I don't want people to forget what you initially
said. We don't want to forget, because now, and I say that, I said that back in August, and now we see that we're in a crisis. We said that we are in a crisis in August, and now we see that that is actually happening. We have to be able to, now that you see that Trump and the administration these apps are going to be government managed, that's scary. And so that's why it's so important for us to be able to tell our stories the way that they really are, the way that they should be told. When I came to you initially, Isaac, about, I said, Fanbase is an emergency. It is an emergency, and it still is, and it will continue to be. And so when you're thinking about, okay, I have all of this going on Instagram, I have this going on TikTok, start slowly, start migrating and building your community on Fanbase slowly, so that when something does, when it happens, you're already set on Fanbase. You don't have to scramble. So that's what I want people to do. Don't think about it as, don't wait until it's too late. For one, it's already late. So start migrating over now, so that when your voice is suppressed, when you do start getting demonetized and deprioritized, you've already set up some place that's healthy for your business and for your brand.